Simon, what's your thoughts on the game and how it all panned out tonight?
Thought we were timid. I thought we were physically ill-equipped to handle the pressure that they provided. And that's both sides of the ball. I thought they were tremendous. These games are going to happen during the course of an NBL season where you're off a little bit and a team's on and it can get out of hand pretty quickly. We tried to throw different lineups out there, a couple of different looks from a defensive standpoint, and we didn't really have any answers. And, credit to Trevor. He's the best in the business. It's why he wins championships. The changes that they'd made up from the last game were good, were effective, and extremely disappointing to go out like that.
How can the guys bounce back on Sunday, in particular, getting over their sort of physical defence, the disruptions they sort of made to your offence today?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we can talk about it as a coach staff till we're blue in the face. We can throw numbers, we can show video. There has to be a buy-in by everyone from a defensive standpoint to secure the ball. And when you secure the ball, you need to go make contact with an opponent first and keep them from getting the ball. And I thought when the whips were cracking, we were really poor at that. And in the first half, we were really poor at that. And it doesn't matter how much we talk about it, you need to go and do it. It just felt like each and every possession there was one guy looking to take a break. Things that are easy to do or easy not to do, I think we chose the easy not to do pathway today. And that was incredibly disappointing. We're a young franchise trying to earn respect in the NBL. And whatever respect we may have conjured from the win over Illawarra, I think straight out the door, and we've started back at scratch now where we're fighting and kicking and screaming, and we've got to go back to basics.
How do you think the guys will handle this challenge and this bit of adversity? Because you guys have been sort of pretty good at towing the line up until now and sort of keeping in game.
Last year we got a smack in the mouth over in Perth early in the season, and then we flew back and beat Adelaide. So, we've shown that we do have the ability, but at the same time, Adelaide's a hell of a lot different ball club than Perth. A little more free. This is last year, a little more free flowing and letting you get up and down, and probably suits the way our team's constructed a little more. We know we've got these guys again who are going to line up to beat us in the mouth again, and it needs to be a physical stand. It needs to be an attitude, and it needs to be a statement from us that we're not going down like that.
Kyle, how difficult was tonight for you guys, and how can you guys sort of bounce back heading into Sunday?
As Simon said, Perth did a good job taking us out of our stuff, but I believe we were just super passive as a group on both ends, feeding off what Simon just said. But we've got a short turnaround, and we're playing a lot of games this year. We've got the NBL Cup coming up where there's lots of back-to-back games, and this one definitely hurts. But tomorrow morning we've got to get up, review, see what we did wrong, because there was a lot of things. But we got them again Sunday, so we got to come out even hungrier Sunday and really, really give effort.
Hey boys, Big Randall here. You both sort of talked about being timid and sort of, getting pushed out of your stuff by Perth, but what causes that as a team where it all just it just goes to bits? Do you write it off as a game that is just, this is a shocker and we'll bounce back from here, or is there real problems that you see there?
No, I don't think you write it off. There will be nights during the course of the year where you're like, man, we just didn't have it today. But I don't think tonight was one of those nights. Whilst we didn't have it tonight, I don't think you can let that one go. I thought there was a lot of lessons for us to learn. And when I talk about timid, it was both sides of the ball. They were far more physical, and I thought they set the tone on how they wanted to play the game. And we were kind of just thinking, well, this will just happen for us at some stage, and it never did. Now, from an offensive standpoint, you know, their 1-2-2 zone, it's not that scary. I mean, it's not like hard traps and athleticism all over the floor. It was kind of passive, and we were extraordinarily passive. We looked up and we didn't know how to handle it. We didn't attack it at all. And then when we did get it over half court, we put it on our hip and let them set up in the half court defensively. And so from that standpoint, and then you're in low shot clock situations, and then we're getting bad shots off and we're making poor decisions. And so then that sort of sets the tone at the offensive end with poor, and then you throw up a poor shot and they're running it down your throat and getting N1s early. They're getting perimeter shots, unchecked, and it sort of, especially in that third quarter, got out of hand pretty quickly.
I guess sort of start the season with you being on the road, and it felt like out of the camp there was a bit of a, us against the world, backs against the wall kind of thing. Is that bubble, does it feel like that bubble might have burst a little bit, or is there a little bit of that kind of, we're home now, a little bit of complacency creeping in, or?
I'd like to think not. I don't think that's the way this group operates. I don't think we haven't achieved anything to be sitting back and thinking that, everything's good in the world. We're a fledgling team that's trying to fight for respect, and we haven't strung 2 wins together. So I would hate to think on the back of an okay performance against Illawarra that we thought that we're up and about. And I don't think we train like that. I don't think the talk that I hear is anything like that. And I don't think that that's the nature of the group that we've got together.
Carl Craig here from the West Australian here. When the word timid is thrown out by a coach in any sport to his players, it's only the players that can respond to it. He can't obviously do the work on the court, he can just run the game plan. As a leader, where do you go when the word timid is thrown out in terms of what you can do with your group to fix it from here?
It just comes down to, personal pride and pride as a group, as we spoke about. As Simon just said, we haven't been able to string 2 wins together yet. So, there's nothing to be jolly or timid about. So I think that comes down to a personal pride thing. I thought, we lacked that tonight a little bit. We got to find that edge that we played with in Perth 2 games. I thought we had that both games. We've had that all season, but tonight I just felt like we didn't have that as a group, and that's the most disappointing part of this for us, is just that we didn't come out with that intensity and that personal pride.
Simon, just a quick one on freeing up some of your big guns. Creaky, Wetzel, Sykes have had a lot of your points. They seem to get a lot of coverage today. How can you guys free them up on Sunday?
Firstly, we've got to get stops, so that a guy like Creaky who's excels in transition, Ben Moore excels in transition. We need to get stops to be able to get out and run. We're incapable of doing that. If we got a stop, and we got a partial stop, like when the shot goes up, we're incapable of getting the defensive board to secure it and run. So to get those guys going, that's where we've got to be done. It's got to be done at the defensive end first, and then the offense will flow and follow afterwards. As far as getting them shots in the half court, we kind of spoke just previously about that 1-2-2 that stifled us. We've just got to be aggressive against that and attack the rim. I just don't think that I think we got spooked by it a little bit, to be honest.